Thought I could count on you. I thought we had a deal. I gave you all I had. Put you in front of friends. It was me and you. For it was one of them. I introduced you to them. I should have seen it then. It was never about me. It's what I could do for you. What you could get about me. Who I could introduce you to. I knew the truth. Still there was nothing I would do for you. A fool for you. You break my legs. Still jump through hoops for you. I thought we had a deal. 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 It's hard to let you go when I'm still holding on. Said I should leave you, I don't need you, should be moving on. This shit is stupid hard, and I ain't ready for it. Said I should leave you, I don't need you, I ain't ready for it. They weren't there for it, no, they weren't there, were they? They weren't there when she despaired to have her prayers working. She wanted to die daily, and I was 9 maybe. I'm on the couch with mom, talking about don't cry baby. We'll be alright baby, yeah we gon' make it through. I'm scared to death inside, but I know I can't let it through. I ain't know where to turn, I didn't know what to do. You gave me hope when there was none, I owe my life to you. I thought we had a deal.
Leave me not ready to let you go, let you go. I'm begging, don't leave me. Take anything you want, everything if you want it.
You gave my life purpose before it had any. You gave me courage when I didn't have any. We were the best of friends before I had any. I gave you all I had. You turned your back to me. You set a trap for me. I never seen it coming. You had me blind to if I didn't want to feel you numb it. You left my life a wreck, and I hate you for it. I'm still in love with you, and I hate you for it.
Yes, sir. Welcome. This is St. John Live on this Monday night. My name is Mike St. John. I'm in long-term recovery. My sobriety clean date's June the 1st, 2016. How's everybody doing tonight? Let us know you in these comments, man. Let us know you're here. Grateful to be here, man. Another awesome day, another awesome message tonight. I want to give a shout out here to my page sponsors, One Stop Phone Shop, 606-657-2750 out of London, Kentucky. Josh Maxey and Daryl Hudson, always supporting this mission. Give a shout out to Adam Larkin at getlive.com. Y'all go check out their apparel, man. It's a recovery apparel. Got some awesome sweatshirts. He will be at my event with a table set up. Check out the Facebook page, GITT. If y'all don't care, man, hit that share button, man. Let's get this out to the group. So if you got a family member struggling, tag them in the comments or send them a private message. We're losing people, man. We got to get these messages shared out. If y'all don't care, post your sobriety clean date. I'm going to get mine posted here. Let us know where you're watching from. I'm down in Richmond, Kentucky. But yeah, man, I've had a wonderful day, man. Been home with the kids. Just grateful to be clean and sober, man. Me and the guest, we was talking prior to this and talking about freedom, man. You know, freedom is peaceful. Freedom is, waking up with a smile, waking up with a full heart, waking up with gratitude, man. Just being free. You know, we are powerless over drugs and alcohol, period. We're powerless over other people. And, it's just awesome that this program works. Whatever program you're working, I support it. I'm here. Support all avenues, man. But I'm going to get in these comments, man, and give some shout outs here before we get started. Joe Price, always in here, man. I love you, man. Thank you. Lisa Marie Reed out of Indiana, always in here. Thank you. Robert Martin from the Hope Center. I see you, boy. Brittany Clemens, we love you, man, and just grateful to have you in our corner, man. Josh Jenkins, love you, man. Proud of you. Jonathan Silvers, where you at? Let's go. Sally Devine, welcome. If you don't care, hit that share button. Justice Begley, I see you, boy. I'm proud of you, man. Grateful to have you on here. Let's see. Chris Agee, welcome, man. Heidi and Greg Kissick, what's up, my peeps? Optimal living in the house. All right, then. We got some sober living recovery homes in here. My wife is actually got this on the big screen down at the Sober Living House. Phil Tyler, welcome. Gary Baston Jr., welcome. Oxford House in the house. That's what I'm talking about. That's 3 recovery homes watching tonight. Stephen McFadden, Lexington, Kentucky, 22621. Isaiah House, love you, man. Tanya Renee Carver Bolton, Michael Bolton is my son, and I am so proud. Listen, I'm proud of your son too. I met this dude back in 2017 at the Hilton on 250 Loudon, the Hope Center, man. And I'm just going to tell you straight up, man. Michael is our guest tonight, and he was hard headed. He bucked the system. He bucked what I said. Didn't like me. Probably didn't like him at the time, but I loved him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm proud of your son too, and you should be proud of him also, man. And I got to hear his lead Saturday night. I worked second shift, and he come in and spoke to the clients. And he brought his little girl, man, and his woman, and I was like, wow, and he's a completely changed man. Cameron Arnold, welcome, bub. You always in here, you hear me? Roger Roark, 11105, my man. Yes, sir. Jonathan Silvers, 32718. We got Joe Price out of Ohio. Let's see. Watching from Oxford House, Ginsburg, and Jeffersonville, Indiana. That's why there's another recovery home. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get this message out, man. Alexis Hembry, 10720. That's my wife's right-hand woman at work. Bill Callahan, doing great work, man. Love you, buddy. Watching from East Bernstadt, Kentucky. I love you, Bill. Bill's been my friend since I was in the madness. And he's never turned his back on me, never said a bad word about me. He might not have liked me at one point in time, but, I didn't like myself at one point in time. Cassandra Phelan, Mount Vernon, Kentucky, 3817. There's my wife, Lotus House in here. That's 4 recovery homes watching tonight. That's what I'm talking about. Yes, sir. Let's see, who else we got in here? Gary Biggers, 31919, Voices of Hope. Matt Deaton. Listen, I'm going to give a shout out to Matt Deaton, man. He works down at Laurel County Correctional Center, man. And, Matt's been following me for a long time, and he has actually opened the door to me being able to go in Laurel County Correctional Center, man, and share to the inmates. Matt, I love you, and I appreciate you for believing. We got Drew Hicks in here. What up, boy? All the way from Indiana. I see you one time for the one time. Got about 17 hearts there. Yes, sir. Tim Hill, helping people. That's what's up. What up, Tim? Glad to have you in here. But yeah, we're going to get started on this, man. Hit that share button. If you don't care, hit the heart button. And the guy we got tonight, his message is powerful, man. And I want to, and I'm going to say a little bit here, man, like surrender, surrender to this program. And what that means to me is changing everything about me, period. And that is the hardest thing of this program, man, is surrendering, number 1, to a power greater than yourself. Number 2, are you an alcoholic or an addict or a needle junkie or a pill head like I was? And number 3, taking suggestions from people that's paved the road in front of us and learning a new way to live, because a new way to live is possible. I'm an example. People in these comments are an example. My wife, my guest tonight is an example. And, Troy Hill, I see you, Isaiah House, man. If y'all don't care, let us know what facility you're at. I'm from the Hope Center. We got Isaiah House. We got Voices of Hope. We've got a bunch of recovery homes. But, if I hadn't fully surrendered, man, back in 2016, I wasn't fully bought in yet. And I was like our guest tonight. You know what I'm saying? I still want to do things my way. But these guys told me, said, man, listen, you got to change your thinking. If you don't change your thinking, you're never going to get through this. And they took me under their wing, man. They showed me how to be a man. They showed me how to wash my clothes. They showed me how to shave. They showed me how to be the man I am today. But the key to this whole process is plugging into this power greater than ourselves, which I choose to call God. Now, my God's my God. My blessings that God's got in store for me are my blessings. You're not getting my blessings, and you can have your own God, because my blessings may cut you short, and your blessings may get me high or drunk. You see what I'm saying? And that's the good thing about this program, man. You've got to find your own power. Whether it's the light bulb or the doorknob, I suggest not to use that, because that light bulb will burn out sometimes, and that door may not unlock all the time. But once you get in touch with this, with this power, man, and then we got to take up and make amends and do some inventory, man, and go tell people, how can I make this right? We don't go say we're sorry, because we're not. I wasn't sorry. I'll keep it on me. I wasn't sorry, but I didn't want to go through withdrawals, and I was going to do whatever to get my next fix. And, it may not be your story, but it was my story, man. And once I got through the withdrawals, they said, Mike, you never got to feel this way again. Dave Russian, I see you in here. I love you, man. Dave Russian just celebrated, I think, 9 years, if I'm correct, Saturday or Friday. And, man, he's been there since day one for me, man. He's part of my family. But, we're going to get into this. Christy Boney, I see you here out of Richmond, Kentucky. But yeah, we're going to keep it off me and get it on the guest tonight, man. If y'all don't care, man, tune into this speaker because he's got a story and, he's got a pretty powerful story. But I'm going to bring him on here, Michael Bolton. What up, Michael?
What's up, man?
What's up, man? Yeah, I hear you good, man. You're good to go. What's going on?
Not much, man. Like I said, I just got this little girl to sleep over here, and I'm saying, not much. I've been to work today. I had to go work 9 to 5:30 today, so I had to go get my motorcycle tires and stuff when I got off work, and then come get this little girl and feed her supper and everything else. You know what I'm saying? But all that's blessings on blessings over here.
That old dad life. And what's crazy is I done the same thing prior to this and got the babysitter in here watching the baby so I can go live and get this message out. But we got 54 people on here, man. If y'all don't care, hit that heart button. Let's get them hearts up. We got 34 hearts. Hit that share button. You know what I'm saying? Let's help somebody tonight because, this dude is, like I was telling him earlier, Michael, you was pretty hard-headed when I met you back in 17, wasn't you?
You said it.
Yeah. But yeah, let's just introduce who you are, man. You're sobriety clean date, and let's share a little bit of your story here, man, and let's try to help somebody tonight. It's your time to shine, player.
All right, man. My name is Michael. I'm an alcoholic, recovering alcoholic. My sobriety date is July 23rd of 2019. I'm from Florida, Warsaw, Kentucky, man. So growing up out there, man, didn't really have it very hard up there, man. My dad, he worked a full-time job growing up. Stayed at the same job for like 22 years, all the way up till he had the same job till I was like 20 years old, 21 years old, till he finally quit up there, man. So he had a good job. He was making good money at work. So we lived kind of middle upper class, you know what I mean? We weren't really struggling to get by. Me and my little sister, I had a little sister, you know what I'm saying, and I got an older brother and an older sister from my mom's first marriage. You know what I'm saying, but they was just as much my brother and sister as my little sister was. You know what I'm saying, there weren't no half brothers, half sisters. That was my brother and sisters. So growing up, man, I didn't really we never really wanted for nothing. You know what I mean? My dad, he followed like the Jehovah's Witnesses type deal. My mom, she was kind of a spiritual being. You know what I'm saying? So growing up, I didn't really want for anything, but my conception of God was I kind of didn't know which way to go with it. You know what I mean? My dad being the Jehovah's Witness and mom, you know what I'm saying, we tried to do that. We skipped Christmas one year and everything. So that kind of threw me off growing up, man. I didn't really see a whole lot of drinking and drugging like that going on growing up. I mean, very rarely my mom and dad would have people over and stuff like that. And I remember I was probably about 4, 5, 6 years old maybe. And there was old MGD sitting up on the stove. And I remember reaching up there and grabbing it down and taking a drink of it. And I said, man, why would anybody want to drink that stuff? That's nasty right there. Why would anybody want to drink that, put that in them? You know what I mean? That's my first memory ever of drinking in my entire life. You know what I'm saying? And I couldn't have been 4, 5, 6 years old maybe. And man, things was good growing up, man. We didn't really want for nothing. The most traumatic thing I had happen to me growing up, man, I was about 10 or 11 years old. Our house burned down. We lived in that house my whole life. My house burned down. So going into 5th and 6th grade, after my house burned down, I started having stomach problems and stuff like that, and they chalked it up to nerve problems, like from the house burning down and stuff. They sent me to the hospital and had a tube run down my throat to check my stomach and everything out like that. And then growing up though, we bounced around from a couple houses and stuff like that. We lived in Owen County for a couple years, then we moved to Carrollton my 7th grade year. And I didn't touch a drink or anything like that till I was probably 13, 14 years old. I found out my mom and dad smoked weed when I was about 11. And that was the first time I ever smoked weed. Was right after I found out my mom and dad smoked. So I was like, well, they could smoke. Why can't I? I'm going to try to see what I'm missing out on me. If they're doing it, I'm going to try to see what I'm missing out on. And so I done that for, off and on over until I was about 14 years old. And then I started drinking real heavy. I remember the first night I ever got drunk was the same night of my grandma's funeral, and I was just drinking because I thought that's what you were supposed to do when somebody passed away. You know what I'm saying? I remember drinking and puking out my buddy's window, and I looked over and I wasn't even supposed to be there, and we snuck in his back window of his house, man. And I'm puking out the back window, and I'm laid across the window. I look over and I see his mom standing on the back porch smoking a cigarette. It's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and she just looks over and shakes her head and turns around and walks back in. And I'm like, well, I can get away with it now. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, so I'm saying, so I was all in there after that, man. Then I was going to school drinking sometimes, and always kept a bottle in my buddy's truck or whoever we rode to school with, or I mean, I always kept something close by to get drunk on.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so when I hit about, I guess about my junior year of high school, man, I went straight from drinking beer and smoking weed straight into OC 80s and 60s,
Yep.
and just like that, you know what I'm saying? I didn't stop in between nowhere, nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm straight shot to it. You know what I mean? Um, so I got into that for a little while until they stopped, till you couldn't find them no more. You know what I'm saying? And then by 15, 16, end of 16, I was shooting dope. I mean, I was shooting heroin, and I tried crack, and I tried meth, and I tried everything. You know what I'm saying? After that, you know what I'm saying, I was like, why not? At this point, I've already experienced sticking a needle in my arm. I'm not gonna stop there. I'm gonna see what everything's about.
Yep.
So that was what I done from 16 to 18 years old. Um, my senior year of high school, I got in a car accident with 3 friends, man, and we all four went out the back window of a '97 Chevy Malibu. We was running about 110 mile an hour, and we jumped this hill and flipped it end over end, and then rode it too. And we got all four got thrown out the back window of it, and we all got stat flighted to different hospitals. One of us went to Cincinnati, and then me and my other buddy went to Louisville, and one other one went to Coast Children's Hospital or something like that. But we all went different directions. And I remember being in the hospital, man, and just like in and out of it. Like, man, what did I do? And my whole face was messed up. Like one half, I looked like the two-sided guy on Batman. You know what I mean, the dude's got half a face.
Yeah.
That's who I look like. That's why when I look back in the pictures, that's what I always think about. And I got scars up on my forehead and on my nose and stuff like that. And I got a big scar up my stomach from rupturing my spleen and everything. Broke a couple ribs, lacerated my liver. But that wasn't enough to slow me down.
Nope.
I mean, it worked for a couple weeks, couple months, or like about a month maybe. And I got tired of laying around the house, and I wasn't taking them painkillers because I was like, I don't want nothing to do with them painkillers. So I switched it up. I started doing speed, and I done that all the way up until the point where they told me there's like, if you miss one more day of high school, you're not going to graduate. You're not going to walk across that stage. So I stopped what I was doing. And just like that, you know, it's easy back then. You know what I mean? When you're first getting into it, you tell yourself you can stop whenever you want to. So that's what I done. I just stopped right then and there what I was doing, and I made it to where I could walk across the stage in high school and graduate and everything else. Um, so the following year, I turned 18 that July, and the following year, about February of 2012, I was working the second night of my new job, and my sealed indictments come out for old trafficking heroin charges, and had 3 trafficking heroin charges and selling simulated controlled substance. Where I thought I was getting one over on, you know, ripped him off with half a vitamin. Like,
No.
yeah, like you know, I found out that he was a rat. You know what I'm saying? And I thought that I could just send him a vitamin and get away with everything else. So, but no, it don't work like that. So don't
No.
try it. I don't recommend it. Uh, so I catch I ended up doing 150 days on that. Had 10 years probated and done 150 days in county. And I got out, and I had a girlfriend at the time. She was out waiting on me and stuff. And I got out September of that year, and by October I was back off, stuck on that needle doing heroin again, man. It seemed like it always called me back to it, and I always listened to it. I mean,
Yep.
I didn't know how to tell it no. I mean, I didn't know how to do what I was doing when I was 16, 17-year old. I couldn't do it no more. So it had me by, you know, it had me. So I get from that car wreck that I just mentioned. I ended up getting a $70,000 insurance settlement when I was 19 years old. Um, yeah, so I got out that September. This was about February or March, right in there, the 2013. I ended up getting a $70,000 insurance settlement back. And to a 19-year-old kid, man, that's a lot of money. But it
Yep.
really is really, and it really ain't shit. I mean,
No.
it's not, it ain't nothing. uh, you can, I started pissing through it real quick. I mean, the day I go to pay, I go in there and pay my my fines and stuff off, right? And I knew the woman across the desk. I went to school with her daughter, and she tells me, she says, Michael, she said, you got a warrant out for your arrest. I was like, for what? She says, failing a drug test for opiates and cocaine. I was like, you don't say. No, I
No
don't know
way.
nothing about
Not
that.
me.
No, yeah, it wasn't me. You got the
No.
wrong Michael Bolton. You hear me? You got the wrong one. Um, she says, just promise me you're gonna get it taken care of. I said, yes, ma'am. So I turn around, and walk out, and my girlfriend's out in the parking lot waiting on me to come out. Mind you, she's probably about 4 months pregnant with my child at this time. She got pregnant the day I got out. She got pregnant. Like I didn't waste no time there. Um, she's going back to Tennessee to her mom's house because she started staying down there when she got pregnant. So I follow her to the interstate and I watch her get on southbound in Tennessee, and here I go northbound in Cincinnati. Going, I'm going on a run. I'm going to do what I know how to do,
Right.
which is keep on messing shit up. So I go that route, man. And I end up buying a crotch rocket about 3 or 4 weeks later, and I'm neglecting. I'm not talking to my family. I'm not. And if I am going home, I mean, my mom knows what I'm doing at this point. She's not happy about it, but she doesn't really know what to do about it. Um, I'm not really spending any. I got a son that I had that my son was born when I was a junior, my junior year of high school, like the last day of school, my junior year, and I got a son that I'm not really spending any time with at this point. My mom's got him, and she's spending time with him and stuff. And it's like it's like 2 days. It's right around Easter time. Um, so my mom's got him, and she does all this Easter stuff. So April 1st of 2013, I go to Louisville and go down there and get a pack. And I come back. I stop. I remember stopping in the Grange. I said, "Man, I could chill. I could take my time going home. I got all this weight on me. I'm not trying to get pulled over, nothing like that." So I remember getting on an interstate, and I black out. And next thing I know, I'm about 12 miles up the interstate, and I keep seeing these signs flashing beside me, man. And I'm like, "What's that flashing?" And I'm coming up on a car, so I remember I looked over my shoulder and I seen them blue lights. It was the Kentucky State Police right there behind me, and there wasn't a second thought in my head. There wasn't a hit the brakes. There wasn't none of that. It was straight grab a gear and disappear on it. I
Right.
dropped down to fourth and took off, hit it on it. I mean, and like I said, there was no what if I crash, what if I get caught. There was none of that. I wasn't thinking about getting caught. I was thinking about
No.
how am I going to get away from this guy so I can get home and enjoy my dope.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It was all I was worried about. So I ended up crashing about 2 miles from the Carrollton exit, and I hit a guardrail coming off the English Prestonville exit. And he clocked me. He said he clocked me at like 126, and I left him. I guess he stayed on it and he didn't let out, and I had to. It starts getting narrow, or curvy down through the interstate, and there's all kinds of gravel up top of it, so I had to let out and slow down. And thought I was gonna get off this exit right here where I used to live at and jump off. And if I had to, I was gonna jump off the bike and swim across the river, whatever I had to do just to get rid of this guy. And so I ended up crashing, man. And I remember I hit the brakes, man, and they locked up on me where I was running so fast, and they got so hot, and they was like, "Nah, we're stopping right here." But they ended up leaving like a 250-foot long black mark down the off ramp, and there's a dip at the end of the off ramp, and so I jumped the dip, and the black mark picks back up. And I hit the guardrail head on,
Wow.
and it's like probably a 50-foot straight embankment down. And they found me 200 feet from the guardrail, and the state trooper said that my eye was literally wrapped around a tree. And he said that he got down there, and I wasn't really moving. I wasn't breathing. I remember right before I hit that guardrail, I knew it was coming, man. And I said out loud, I said, Lord, I'm going to hell. Because I knew if I died at that moment where I was going, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I knew in my heart and in my soul, I knew what was happening, you know what I'm saying, where I was going to. And I did not expect to live through that. I didn't. I had no plans on living past that. I mean, I knew that if I lived through it, I was going to prison. I had some time. I was going to go do some time. And the very last thing that I said to him was that that I said to myself was I'm going to hell. And God didn't see it that way. I mean, it was like He took me and placed me on that tree just how I could be, exactly how I was supposed to be without. You know what I mean? I still got messed up real bad. You know what I mean? I screwed myself up real good. You know what I mean? But He let me live through that.
Yeah.
I wasn't doing with whatever he needed me for in His life. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
I had not fulfilled my purpose on this earth yet. You know what I'm saying? And I think about that, you know, a lot of times, especially when I'm out here limping around on a rainy day and I'm like, yeah, God see me. I mean, He got a purpose for me when I'm
Yeah.
doing that pimp
Yeah.
limp. You know what I mean? So I spent like I don't know, probably about a month and a half, month and 3 weeks, something like that, between University of Louisville Hospital and physical rehab up in Florence, Kentucky. I had to relearn how to walk again because I broke my back and I broke 5 ribs on this side and collapsed this lung, and I broke my hip on this side, and then everything in this knee over here from the knee down pretty much all the way to my toes. And they ended up fusing my left ankle. I don't know, about a year after I got out of prison. Um, Tore my ACL and PCL in my right knee, broke my tibia in it, man. Um, so he said I was pretty messed up, man. I was rolling around in prison in a wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? For real. We was in prison doing wheelchair races around the racks. You know what I'm saying? Like, because they had me in the medical dorm down there. So I ended up, I stayed out. I wrecked April 1st, and I stayed out, managed to stay out until, see, it's about the end of July there. And I called the doctor up. I'm like, look, doc, I said, man, I've had this last fentanyl patch on. I've had it on for 3 days. I ate my last Percocet yesterday, and he's not hearing none of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you're not listening to me. The only thing you're not getting me high. You're keeping me from being sick. And he's like, I can't do anything for you. So I took it as he was putting a needle in my hand. You know what I'm saying? Instead of trying to figure out a better way to go about things, I do what I knew how to do and went back to the city.
Yep.
So I stayed out for about, I don't know, another 2 weeks past the end of July. And August 6th, I get locked up at the Super 8 Hotel on Dream Street in Florence, Kentucky. If you know where it's at, don't ever go where ain't no dreams coming true on Dream Street. uh,
No.
no dreams is coming true on Dream Street. uh, so I get picked up in the parking lot of the Super 8 Hotel, man. And I had my son, he had been born. He's right at 2.5 months old, man. And him and my baby mom are out in the hotel room, and I've been locked in the bathroom for the whole week. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick. You know what I mean? I'm telling him I'm sick.
Yep.
I got to stay in the bathroom. I can't get too far from the toilet and this and that. And anytime she needs something to eat, I'm magically better. I'll go get you something to eat. I'll be back in 20 minutes, and I'll stay gone for 3 or 5 hours. I mean,
Yep.
just shit like that. It was just pitiful, incomprehensible demoralization. Is
Yep.
what that was. You know what I'm saying? For real. Like I felt low, but I didn't feel low enough to feel bad about it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I get locked up in the parking lot that night, and they send me to Boone County, and the next day I go up for arraignment, and the judge says, "Well, I'm gonna let you out on OR bond." I said, "Nah, man, don't do that." And my attorney's standing there like, "What are you doing? He's about to let you go. Your warrants ain't come out of Carroll County yet." And I'm saying, I don't want out. If I get out here, I'm not gonna make it back in. I'm
Yep.
saying I don't know how not to run. I haven't figured that out. I still got the rabbit in my blood, and I'm not trying to stop and hear what y'all got to say. Never. I mean it. So they kept me in there. So I got out on furloughs and stuff. I probably got on 8 or 10 furloughs that next 3 or 5 months, man, something like that, between 3 and 5 months. And because I had to get surgeries done on my leg, and like I said, both my legs was pretty messed up. And they was putting steel rods in and steel plate in and screws and everything like that in. And So I get out after I do another 21 months. Yeah, I think 21 months. I stayed in there. 26 months total from the 150 I already done and that 21 they put on. And I get out May 1st of 2015. I stay out for 41 days and overdose on heroin in my dad's house. I lost 3 weeks of my life. I don't remember anything that happened. Bitch, the last thing I remember was getting pulled over on Vine Street, Cincinnati. You know what I'm saying? Another place you don't want to go is Vine Street. I mean, don't go to Vine Street. Stay away from Vine. So I get pulled over on Vine Street. I had bought a Camaro while I was in prison off this preacher where I was going to church at before I got locked back up. And the tags have been expired since like 2013. So they're like 2 years out of date. And he ends up letting me go. That's the last thing I remember. I had a buddy with me, you know what I'm saying? He ended up robbing me, stole a bunch of clothes, stole my cell phones, stole my dad's Xbox, and left me to die. I mean, and he just up and left me. So after I had a noxic brain injury from this overdose. So say I'm reaching for this phone right here, right? I'm reaching over here trying to grab it.
Right.
My perception was off. I remember I asked mom to hand me the TV remote or turn the TV on. She hands it to me. She says, "Here, you do it." And I'm looking at this TV remote, man. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, "Man, you stupid SOB." I was like, "Man, you know how to turn it on. It's right there." But I could not put two and two together to figure out how to turn that remote control on. And I broke down. I started bawling. And I tell mom, I'm like, "Man, I'm gonna be stupid forever." Like, and that's how I felt at that moment. I mean, I remember they transported me from uptown to downtown hospital, and I thought I was going on a cruise ship. That's how out of my mind that I was. You know what I'm saying, I just had no idea what was going on. And then I ended up back at the same exact physical rehab where I relearned how to walk 2 years before when I wrecked my motorcycle. They sent me back to that same rehab. And in my mind, I'm like, "Man, I done wrecked my crotch rocket again, and they sent me back up here. Like I got to do this whole thing over again and relearn how to walk." And I just couldn't figure it out. And they're asking me all these math questions, doing occupational therapy with me every day, and I'm getting every one of them wrong. And I'm good. Anybody that knows me knows I'm good with numbers. You know what I'm saying? So they start coming in. So this goes by for like a week or so, and then one day it's like a light bulb went off. So I start giving the answers back to them, and they're like, "No, he's got to be memorizing this." So they start asking me questions off the book. They close the book up and they're like, "And we're gonna give it to you like this." And I'm like, "All right, well, this is how much you get back. This is how much you get back." You know what I'm saying? So I got that back. It was like a light bulb went on. I remember that day. It was like, "Here I am, I'm back." And so I get out of the hospital and shit. And this last probably about a month and a half, 2 months, I started dating this little girl, you know what I'm saying? And her drug of choice was meth. And I was like, "Well, I can get with that because I can't do heroin no more." I'm not gonna fall out on meth. So that's what I done. That's what I done for the next 12 months, 12 or 13 months, whatever it was. That's what I done. And I didn't do it a little bit. I done it every day. I mean, that's the only way I know how to do anything. If I'm out all in, and I don't know how to do it.
Yep.
I'm not gonna eat a half a bag of tater chips when I open them up. I'm gonna go ahead and finish the bag off, so I ain't gotta worry about them later.
Yep.
I mean, I'm gonna play a video game till I beat it. Like that's just I got an addictive personality. You know what I'm saying? And that's just a part of who I am. And I learned to love that today. So I ended up going to rehab the following year in 2016. I go to the VOA in Louisville, it's a trap house. You know what I'm saying, they were off the wall down there, dope everywhere, hidden in the ceiling. And I'm like, I can get with this place. You know what I'm saying, I'm not trying to get clean. I'm just going because my PO sent me down there. Didn't have to go to jail. So that's what I done. And I played that off for about 4 months till I got a new parole officer come in. And he come in and cracked down. So I cleaned up for 2 months. And I was eating kratom and doing anything that wasn't going to show up on drug tests. And so I get out February 17th of 2017. The day that I step out the door, I start getting high again. Here I am with a needle in my arm, running around looking like who done it and why. I mean, there was never a second thought to what happens if my parole officer catches me. What happens if I go back to jail? There was never that second thought of what if I don't stop? Why would I try to figure my life out right now?
Yeah.
I'm only 22. I've got my whole life ahead of me to figure it out. Why would I try and do it now? You know? So So I get out February 17th of 2017, May 17th of 2017, exactly 3 months to the day later. I'm locked up in jail, in county jail with my big brother. He's 10 years older than me. Me and him was both in the same cell together. And I'm thinking the whole time I'm in there, like, oh, how fucked up is this? And I'm in here with my big brother that's 10 years older than me, not thinking the whole time. He's probably in there thinking, how screwed up is this? And I'm in here with my baby brother.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm just like, damn. So we both end up going to the Hope Center because we got different last names. So I guess that the pro office didn't really think about it because we got put in the same cell. So we got different last names. So and that never would have happened. We had the same last name. So they stick us in the same cell together. They send us to the same rehab. They send us to the Hope Center. So I sit in there. I get up there, man. I'm like, man, I just done this. Mind you, I've already done SAP at the rotor form while I was in prison. Then I just got done with the 6-month program at the VOA. And now I'm going back to another 6-month program. And I'm like, man, how do I keep getting myself into this? Well, the common denominator of all of them problems is me every single time.
Yep.
But I hadn't figured that out yet. So I come in, man, and I'm mad. And I'm hot. I don't want to be there. You know what I'm saying? My brother didn't want to be there more than I didn't want to be there, so he left on July 4th. And I'm doing laundry at the Hope Center in the homeless shelter in the basement, and I'm down there, and I'm thinking, man, I could be gone with my brother right now. It's the 4th of July, 2017, and I'm thinking, man, I could be out there with my brother right now. But I'm trying to figure this out because there's got to be something to this, but I just can't quite get a hold of it. And I haven't figured out quite what that is yet.
Right.
So I graduate the program. I picked up a girlfriend from the Chrysalis house while I'm at the Alano Club. Yeah. Yeah. We know about that.
Yeah, my wife's watching, huh? Show out in Hope Center, girl.
So I picked up a girlfriend at the Chrysalis house while I was at the Alano Club down there doing meetings, going through the Hope Center. And I graduate. I get through the program. I decide I'm going to stay for aftercare and live across the street from Jacob's house. And at last, I graduated December 3rd of 2017. And by February 21st of 2018, I'm locked up doing another 30 days because I failed a drug test. Me and my girlfriend started getting high together, whatever. So I do 30 days and I get out and I come back to the Hope Center again. Done 30 days in Fayette County, FCDC down there. And I get out, man, and I'm pissed at this point. I'm like, man, this is my 4th program in the last few years. I got 4 programs in the last 4 years. I'm doing something wrong here, man. But I was just at this point, I'm just trying to figure out how I can get out. So I come in and I figure I got all the loopholes down, figure out how to jump in and out of everything, park my Camaro down the street, literally like a half mile from the Hope Center. So I'm the only MT running around there driving a Camaro. They already know my vehicle, but then I already had it when I was at TP2 in the Hope Center. I'm saying I had it parked in the parking lot, but now I got to park it down the street because I'm saying, what if they catch me this time? They're going to send me back to jail. So I'm in there, I'm jumping through all these hoops and shit, man, and trying to figure out any and every way I can to get out of there as quick as possible. So I find out that I'm about to serve my 11-year sentence out. So August 13th of 2018, I served out, sitting in recovery focus. I had my girlfriend call or check Cool, got on the website on Cool, and she checks. She says, what am I going to tell him when I call down there? I said, I don't care what you tell him. Tell me it's an emergency. So she calls down there and she says, Michael's mom's in the hospital. I need him to call me. So they come in there. They're all, Michael, we hate to tell you this, but your mom's in the hospital. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely. Yeah. And they're like, what do you talk about? Like, that's your mom's. I'm like, y'all know I love my mom, man, but nah, that's not even what that's about. Like, I'm out of here. What do you mean you're out of here? So I remember Dave Brown come in. He shook my hand. He said, you pulled one over on me, didn't you?
Yeah.
I said, yeah, man, you got to be more careful than that. I said, let me get out of here on a day-to-day basis. I'm saying, especially knowing I just come through here. I'm doing anything and everything I can to shorten this term. And I only had like a month to stick around and finish it out, but I decided I was done. So I leave. I got a baby due She was due in October, so I got out August 13th, 2018. By September, I was high again. I was getting high again by myself. I mean, she was pregnant. She had no idea what I was doing, none of that, until the baby was about a month old, and then we started getting high together. So we get married June 1st of 2019. July 23rd of 2019, I leave. I'm done. I've had enough. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm tired of fighting and bickering and arguing all the time. I'm ready to get my life together. And if you don't want to do it with me, then that's fine. But I've got to figure something out. So I leave my wife after a month and 22 days. I leave my wife. Uh, Within 2 weeks, I had my baby girl up there with me. Um, so I decided to file for emergency custody of her. And the judge asked me, he says, well, how do you know that she's out here doing all this? I said, Judge, I'm trying to be honest here with you. I said, I was out there doing everything she was doing. I said, that's why I know, you know what I'm saying? So they decided they're going to turn the custody of my daughter over to the state of Kentucky. And thank God, man, for my dad. My dad steps up and he says, Judge, I'd like to take custody of my granddaughter and this and that. So my dad steps in and takes temporary custody of my little girl for 18
Right.
months. So I ended up getting full custody of my little girl in February last year. Um, and none of this is due to me. God done this for me. You know what I'm saying? I tried this. I tried to do it by myself, man. I tried. I tried since I was, 18, 19 years old to figure something out, man. And it was never that. I never really. I knew there was a God, but I didn't think that He loved me. You know what I'm saying? Why would He love somebody like? But He does. I mean, my God does. The one I call God, he loves me. You know what I'm saying? For everything that I've ever done, He loves me for everything, man. He turned me, he picked me up and dusted me off, man. So okay, so let me back up. The day that I get clean, right? The day that I leave, I end up walking. I got a pair of house shoes on, a pair of swimming trunks, and a wife beater. That's all I got on. I had an 85-pound full duffel bag of clothes in her back seat. And I was like, I'm not carrying that where I got to go. Keep them clothes. Do what you want with them. I'm done. So I get out of the car at McDonald's parking lot, Shelbyville, right next to the interstate. And I got an old hollowed out dummy flashlight. It's got an ounce of dope down in it. Got all the utensils you go with it. And I get out of the car. And the first thing I do as soon as she pulls off is I walk over to the dumpster and I throw it in the dumpster. I turn around and walk the other way. I didn't know what I was doing, where I was going, but I knew I had to get out of there and I had to get as far away from Shelbyville as possible. So I end up walking to Walmart and I go in there. And I was trying to get a bunch of groceries to push them across the road to her uncle's house, see if he could give me a ride for groceries. But my food stamp card got declined, and at that point, I'm done. So I walk out and pull my wallet out of my back pocket, throw it in the dumpster, take my wife beer off, throw it in the trash, kick my house shoes off, and I'm sitting on the curb and I'm crying my eyes out, man. And I'm praying to God this whole time, to a God that I didn't really think loved me. And I'm praying to Him to send something to help me, somebody to help me.
Yep.
This whole time I'm sitting on his curb crying. And I wipe my eyes, man. I look up and there's a Chevy cop pulling up. And I said, here we go. I got three meals tonight. I got a good warm place to sleep at. And I'll figure what else is going on tomorrow. And he's a couple years younger than me, probably. He walks up, he says, what can I do for you? I said, man, you can start by getting out of my face.
Yep.
Leave me alone. And he says, man, I really want to help you. And at that moment right there, man, I had to surrender to something that was greater than me. I mean, I had to turn my will and my life over to something that was greater than me at that very moment. And I didn't realize it for the few months that would go by after that until I started thinking back on that. And at that moment, that's exactly what I'd done. I believed in something greater than me at that moment. I mean, my prayer had been answered at that moment. I was powerless. I was absolutely powerless. And so I tell him, I give him a rundown, man. So this police officer, he calls my dad and he says, "Oh, well, this is Officer such and such. We got your son Michael out here in front of Walmart." Dad says, "What did he do now?" And he's like, "No." So he gives him a rundown, and he ends up taking time out of his day to drive me 45 minutes out of his way and drops me off um, out to Henry County somewhere by the high school. And at that point, from that point on, man, I just started making moves. I started applying myself, man. Like I said, 2 weeks after I applied for emergency custody, my little girl, my dad got her, which that was probably a blessing too.
Yeah.
Actually, I knew it was a blessing. It wasn't probably. It was a blessing. Him being able to do it for
Yep.
me. Actually, because all that stress and all that right there would have, might have pushed me the opposite direction. So by the judge allowing the custody to go to my dad, that probably took a little bit of stress away from me if I would have had full custody of my little girl at that moment. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So they tell me when I sign up to get this emergency custody, they're like, well, CPS is gonna be involved and all this. I'm like, that's fine, that's absolutely fine. It's like, well, you're not gonna have to take drug tests, and I'm like, that's fine. I don't care. I will do anything and everything that I've got to do to prove to y'all that I'm fit to be her father. And the whole time that I'm doing and going through this process, I'm proving to myself that I'm fit to be her father. I'm
Yeah.
figuring out how to love me doing all this. You know what I'm saying? I'm figuring out how to love myself while going through the process of doing this. And sometimes I hated it. Sometimes I might have cussed them and this and that, man. But I'm grateful for CPS today for allowing me to do that.
Yeah.
For believing me enough to give me custody back of my little girl. So I don't know, about 6 months after I get custody back, I quit my job. I was working at this factory. I've been up there for about a year, and I moved down here to Lawrenceburg, where I'm living at now, Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, and I have no idea what I'm doing. I moved in with my girlfriend that I'm with, and I had no idea what I'm doing. I'm just like, I can't continue working at this factory, and it's just I can't do it because there's something missing in me. I'm not
Miserable.
helping. I'm not helping anybody. I feel like I'm out here white knuckling stuff. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here trying to get by, and I'm clean, but I'm not living to my best potential right now.
Yeah.
So I'm applying for jobs, man. Through sub, I was like, well, I'm gonna start applying for jobs at substance programs, and so 2 or 3 months goes by, and I'm getting depressed at this point. And I'm like, man, what am I gonna do? I had all this money. I had a bunch of money saved up from working at factory and stuff. I've been putting money in my savings account every week, so I wasn't hurting, but I wasn't. It wasn't gonna keep stacking up no more. You know what I mean? So the commitment houses, which that's where I work at now. Uh, my boss down there, she emails me and asks me to do a phone interview. And that day, the same day she interviews me, she tells me I'm hired on as a substance abuse technician. And that was about November of last year. So I've been there coming up on 6 months. It'd be 6 months in May. It might have been the very end of October. Um, so I've been over to commitment house as a substance abuse tech for almost 6 months, man. I get to take these guys out to meetings every Tuesday and Wednesday when I'm on second shift. I get to go in there and then try to nudge them in the right direction if possible, man. I got to get my lead at the Hope Center on Saturday. I just gave my lead over like 3 months ago. I go to the Women's Hope Center on the 16th of this month to get my lead over. Like, just life, man, is just changed like just tremendously in especially this last 6 months. But this last 32 months, man, that I've had clean, has been nothing short of a miracle. I can't thank God enough every day. And I get up every morning and I tell myself today's going to be a good day, and I thank my God for the day and allow Him to set it out from me for me. And that's all I know how to do today, man. I got a sponsor that has a sponsor that has a sponsor that has a sponsor, man. I got sponsees today. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here trying to just carry on the message, man, and just show these guys what this life can do for you, man. What this life is about. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get to do this today. I'm allowed to do this today, man. I ain't got to be out there in the streets no more doing what I know how to do, what I used to know how to do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to be out there doing that shit. You know what I'm saying? I got I got something inside of me, man, that I don't even know how to explain. I can't even put it into words today. Yeah, man. Like I said, life has took it was a lot of bad shit in the very beginning, man, and God allowed me to do something with myself, man. And He uses me as a vessel sometimes, man. And I'm so grateful for that, for being God's vessel, man. And just being able to help another man, another human being, another woman, whoever it may be. I hope that I can touch somebody tonight, man, with this story, man, with this message, for real.
That's what I'm talking about, son. And that's what I was talking about prior, man, is surrendering because, I knew your story and they didn't know your story. But, now I know you're aware of that you have to surrender. Number
All right,
one,
yes, sir. Yes,
you gotta
sir.
you gotta trust God and you gotta help others like you're doing. And I'm telling you, man, the more you tell your story, the more places, the more facilities, the more podcasts, whatever, you're going to appreciate surrendering, man. Um,
Yeah.
we don't gotta live like we used to, man. We ain't gotta lie today. We ain't gotta break the law today. We can tell our kids, hey, Dad's going to be back. We're going to McDonald's to get chicken nuggets, and we're going to McDonald's to get chicken nuggets because we like to eat today. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. One thing that struck me, man, I heard at a meeting one time. This man said, "Who am I to kill my parents' children, my parents' child? Who am I to kill their child, my mother and my father's child? Who am I to kill him? Who am I to kill my brother's brother or my sister's brother? Who am I to kill my kid's father? Who am I to do that? Who am I to kill my God's creation? He created me. Who am I to do that?"
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's not that I was trying to kill myself in the midst of addiction. I was trying to kill something inside of me that didn't belong.
Yep. Yep.
Just, man,
And what's powerful, man, is your mom's on here, man. And, like our mom, I got cold chills right now, man, but our mom and our family gets to see us living a free life.
man, ain't got to stay up night praying for us no more. You know what I'm saying?
No, and ain't waiting on
They,
that
they,
phone call.
they get to go tonight and thank God tonight instead of praying to Him and asking Him to keep us alive.
Yes. Listen, dude, I'm proud of you, man, for real. Like Saturday night was when I really first heard, like me and you've been in contact, but
Right.
Saturday night, God put me at work to hear your story, and I was like, okay, here we go. But listen, man, you're an example. You're a hope shot. Listen, I don't care if you got a year or 2 years or 20 years or 40 years. You know what I'm saying? We're all equal here, man, and keep telling your story because you're a walking miracle, man. Even when you was hugging that tree, when you had that car wreck, you know what I'm saying? God wasn't done with you, but we wasn't done with us. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't
Right.
done getting high. You wreck that crotch rocket because you're worried about getting caught with a dope, but you're not worried about wrecking and killing 14 families when you hit that
Right.
guardrail and then you hug that tree. But God put you on that tree for a reason and gave you, He spared you again. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
I'm not willing to jeopardize my life today for real. Like I'm done playing Russian roulette with a pistol.
Yeah. Absolutely,
Um,
man.
and it's just amazing, man, to see you where you're at today and doing what you're doing and see you working in the recovery field, man. And, it's just powerful for real. Like your mom being on here watching this tonight, man, is like, I'm going to call my mom when I hang up here and tell my mom I love her. You know what I'm saying? Because I've not called her today. And
Yes,
that's what
sir.
it's about. You know what I'm saying? You're making your mom proud, dude. And, just keep doing what you're doing, man. And I'm here to help you anytime, man. No matter what you're going through, no matter how you feel, no matter what shows up in life, you always can contact me, and we'll cry together, we'll laugh together, we'll cuss each other, we'll do whatever together. Because
Absolutely.
we're part of the family, man. Recovery is possible, man. We ain't got to drink or drug ever again. But number one, we got to help others, and that's what you're doing tonight.
Yeah. Shit. You may drop one on 'em real quick, man.
Yeah, drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot, huh?
All right, man. Look, I said wasted time that I can't get back. I stay stressed and depressed, stuck up in my rack. And these fun times in my past have drifted away, so I sit on my rack and I hope and I pray. I've lost all I love to these drugs and these crimes, but I keep coming back time after time. I lost my family, my wife, my kids, and my friends. These years of my life, Lord, where does this end? And this dope, it just grabs me, it won't let me go. It's been killing me swiftly, so softly and slow. Wish that I could go back, but time passes on by. I beg and I plead and I scream and I cry. I wake up in anger, just gasping for air. No one to love me or hold me or show me they care. And these tears, they just run and they pour down my face, feeling sick to my stomach. I so out of place. So what do? I got nowhere to run. I'm stuck in the cell and my time just begun. Plus my girl, she just left me and took both my kids. She says that I'll pay for these crimes that I did. What more can she want, man? I paid off my debts. I'm broke as a joke. I ain't got nothing left. Keep thinking I'm crazy and going insane. Just push through this all, this hurt and this pain. Suicide is not an option. They took off my rope. No more razors, no blankets. I just got to cope with all of these problems I brought on myself. Lord, if you can hear me, I'm screaming for help. And I'm sorry for these broken promises, the loss of conscience from now and out. For my conscience is filled with nonsense, the nonsense is filled with doubt. And they say that I would definitely be locked up, inevitably, no joke. That I would never see another day to be free because of dope. Jury trying to give me life without, because they said he doubted what I told them. Want to gamble my life away on another game in Texas Hold'em. 12 jurors, 1 judge, and a half-ass chance. 4 felonies and a PFO, man. Charges enhanced. Now my vision is blurry. I can't see through these tears. This prosecuting attorney has blocked all of my fears. I'm shaking. I'm nervous. What is the purpose? How can it be? Do I really deserve this? I beg for forgiveness, but they say they got witnesses. No more Thanksgiving, no more Christmases.
Wow. Dude, I got cold chills. You hear me? I didn't know you had that. You hear me? Oh. Woo. Hey, that was a cold piece. You hear me? Like for real.
I thought you heard that.
That's the first time.
Yeah, I thought you heard that back when I come through the center.
No, I probably wasn't paying attention, bub. You hear me? Listen, man, you got a talent. Keep doing it. You got a purpose. Don't give up. And I love you, and I'm proud of you, dude. For real.
I love you too, Mike. For real. Yes, sir.
Listen, man, I'm going to exit you out of here. And listen, you got my number. You need me, you call me, man. Keep telling your story. You hear me?
Yes, sir. Will do, man.
Love you, man.
Yes, sir. Love you, man.
Love you. See you, bub. Thank you.
All right, man.
Wow. That is powerful, man. You hear me? Like I know this dude, and I'm speechless. Like he showed out tonight, man. And wow, you know he's a walking testimony, man. Don't judge a book by its cover. You hear me? Surrender. Surrender's the key. Find you know, show me your friends. I'll show you your future. God's always with us. We just choose not to be with Him. And he said when he wakes up, he thanks God, then he asks God for guidance. That's the same thing I do. Ain't that crazy? Huh? That's how we get through the day, man. Listen, if nobody's told you they love you, we love you today. If you're struggling, reach out to me or my wife. If you've got a family member struggling, need treatment, sober living, female or male, reach out. We got a place for them. We didn't come this far just to come this far. We didn't fight this fight just to give up. Life is awesome. We are free today, man. And wow. My spirit's filled tonight. You hear me? Listen, we love y'all, man. We got an event coming up. Let me get this at the Token Club, April the 16th, 2022, the Recovery Easter Bash. I'll be speaking. Andrew Hager will be speaking. Bambi Adams will be speaking. Come out to Lexington, Kentucky. I don't know what time it starts. But my first recovery rally is April the 30th from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. Hometown Hope in Corbin, Kentucky at the Corbin Civic Center. We've got Dollar Green coming in, the guest speaker, which is over my intro music, my outro music. We've got some powerful speakers from there in my hometown. We all have ties to Corbin, Kentucky or the surrounding counties. So if you're out there, man, you're struggling, you're having a bad day, you're going through some stuff, man, get involved in these rallies, man, meet some people, fellowship, get some food. Like we've been locked down for 2 years due to COVID-19, and we're coming back. Like I'm coming back with a bang. You hear me? You're never alone, man. You know, you're never alone. Listen, we're going to exit out of this, man. I will see you all next Monday night. We love you all, and I hope you all have a good night. If you got any questions, man, send us a message. We're out. We love you.
You ain't got cold chills, something's wrong with you. Gotta know it. You in the wrong building.
Nowhere to turn. I could really use a friend right now. Yeah, I just need a friend. I'm staring at my window pane.
around when they brought them trays to him.